Soil is the most common material on the surface of the earth. Not only does it nourish the plants and all creatures on earth, but also it can be made into construction materials to provide shelters for the people. What's more, at the dawn of human civilization, it was the right material for the first pottery ever made. Soil can also inspire the creativity of artists, who midwife the birth of clay sculpture art. As a form of clay sculpture art that can be frequently seen in the daily life of Chinese people, Chinese mudmen sculptures are renowned for their exaggerated and vivid appearances, and their gorgeous or simple and natural colors. According to the worldview of ancient Chinese, all natural objects have souls, which, albeit as humble as soil, contain the potential strength for life. In the Chinese mythological story of Nuwa patching up the sky, Nuwa, a goddess, used soil to create human being according to her own appearance. To some extent, the major objective of Chinese mudmen sculpture art is to recreate the lives that were initially created from soil, according to the aforementioned mythological story. Mudmen sculpture art has a long and consistent history in China, and some masterpieces of old ages passed down from generation to generation. Most mudmen sculptures of Qin and Han dynasties are mortuary objects in graves of that period, with figurines of soldiers, servants, and attendants being the most popular. This is a manifestation of ancient Chinese belief of treating the dead the same way as if they were alive. During the Sui and Tang dynasties, booming Buddhism and Taoism engendered various kinds of religious clay sculptures, which precipitated the development of Chinese mudmen sculpture art as a result. Some small mud sculpture toys emerged during Song dynasty. The famous Mo He Le of North Song period was once a popular folk mud doll, which people played during Double Seventh Festival. Mud artworks, especially small mud sculptures, maintained their popularity among Chinese people after Song dynasty. Thanks to this great historical continuity, today we can enjoy the masterpieces of mud figurine Zhang of North China and Huishan mud figurine of South China, the two shining diamonds on the crown of Chinese mudmen sculpture art. The typical procedure of making mudman sculptures includes preparing the material, molding, and color painting, etc. Turning the common clay into a fabulous mudmen sculpture is really an amazing process. Regarding the selection of materials, the stickier and less sandy clay is the favorite. The collected clay can only become usable material after going through very sophisticated processing. Molding is a crucial process that can define the proportionality and characteristics of a mudmen sculpture. The clay can only become a vivid figure sculpture after delicate dealings with details. Although photography didn't exist in the ancient era, mud sculpture could vividly depict human characteristics. The crux here was to grasp the looks of figures. Thanks to their skillfulness, the craftsmen were able to adeptly translate their ideas into vivid mud figures. Color painting is the next procedure. By applying painting tactics, color painting can enrich the details of the molded sculpture, the most important part of which is to paint the eyes of the mudmen sculpture. Such a step can inject a sense of life into the still sculpture. As one Chinese folk saying goes, 30% of a perfect mudmen sculpture has something to do with molding, while the remaining 70% depends on color painting. This just attests to the importance of color painting in mud sculpture making. In 2006, mudmen sculpture was included in the list of Chinese intangible cultural heritage, one of the first nationwide. Today, Chinese mudmen sculpture is not only one kind of toy for the people, rather it has become a sort of sophisticated art by itself. Being passed down from generation to generation, Chinese mudmen sculpture is set to hold its unique artistic charm and robust vitality in the future.